What's up everyone, and you are watching Crypto Grinders, and in this episode, well, there's nothing much to say in this episode except Bitcoin actually just hit 5,000, but very quickly there were a lot of profit taking happening, and I think a lot of people are wondering what to do, especially when Bitcoin is just plowing through all the alts at the moment. I'm sure your portfolio, especially if you're trading in Satoshis, is taking a big hit, but it really doesn't matter. And in this episode, obviously, I'm going to put out my thoughts as I've been through this multiple times and what to expect. I think the most important, what to expect, how to handle your portfolio. Should you be taking profit? Should you be starting to short? What are the expectations that have been leading up to this price movement? Is there going to be that infamous capitulation that's going to happen, and then you're going to see Bitcoin price go down to 3,000? All this and more in this episode. So guys, welcome to the stream. It is one of those timings that I usually don't stream. It's in the afternoon right now. What's up everyone? So crypto is obviously looking pretty nice. It's really very fine at the moment. A lot of people love to say that Bitcoin was dead, especially back in 2018 when we hit the 3,000. We were going to $1, we were going to $1,000. Hey man, honestly, whatever that happens right now, you don't have to care. You don't have to care too much about the news. You don't have to care whether the ETF is going to come out or not. You don't have to care whether CBOE is going to relaunch and replace their swaps with something else. It doesn't matter. The most important that there's buying action at the moment. And what happens when Bitcoin does hit 5,000? What if Bitcoin goes to 6,000? What do you do? This is what's going to happen. So what is going to happen is this. Obviously, when Bitcoin hits a new high, there will always be profit taking. So if you look at the charts, right? If you look at the charts, that clearly happened. Okay, so this, you will see this very sharp, solid wick going up, right? Plenty of volume. If you look at the volume histogram here, fantastic. That is what we want. Because for us to see a new high, okay, for us to see a new high, we must have Bitcoin at a new price point. It cannot forever be at 4,000 and trudging along like a tortoise. Just look at, okay, let me go to the 1 hour. Let me go to the 1 hour, guys. Let me go to the 1 day so it looks a little bit clearer. If Bitcoin was forever in this region, obviously altcoins benefit, right? So what is the rule? What is the rule of thumb? When Bitcoin is sideways, you will see altcoins come out and play. That was clearly the case for the past, I think, one to 2 months. Okay, mid of February, you were already seeing some very decent price action in altcoins. Okay, I can't even remember. There were just so many that I cannot remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So right now, when Bitcoin is now at this new high, what are people thinking of right now? Okay, so there are usually two types of people. The folks that are purely playing for Satoshi. Okay, you are definitely having your day in the sun right now, especially if you've been accumulating BTC, right? Your main objective of trading altcoins is for the sole purpose of gaining more BTC. Good job. That is what you've been doing, right? Now, what about the folks who have been trading for purely for bottom line profit, like myself? I've been looking at US dollar tether. I don't have to worry either. Why do I not have to worry? Because I know for a fact that when you are invested in fundamentally sound cryptocurrencies or very fundamentally sound crypto assets or blockchain companies, you don't have to worry, especially if you're in exchange coins, where clearly a lot of the revenue will start pouring back. I mean, where else are people going to start buying up Bitcoins or start buying up your Litecoins or start buying up Ethereum, right? When they are not accessible to an exchange. Obviously, everything leads to an exchange. With more buying action, there'll be more trades, there'll be more volume, hence more revenue. Very simple. Exchange coins benefit directly. Now, what happens to the smart contracts? What happens to all the smart contract protocols? Yeah, okay. Other than the speculation aspect, unfortunately, a lot of, okay, so the good thing is that people are still using ERC20, okay? As long as people still use ERC20 and mint their coins, I guess to a certain aspect, there's still a demand for Ethereum, and that's where you see there's a pop in Ethereum price, right? Ethereum still benefits from this slightly, okay? So you're seeing the price from initially 140 to 152. Nothing very, not too exciting, but still pretty decent, especially. Now, will it break 160? That's the magical question that everybody's asking at the moment. If the volume continues to sustain itself for the next 4 hours, at least, okay, for at least 4 hours, a few sessions of 4 hours. I usually look at 4 to 5 sessions before I even make a determination, because when you have so much volume coming in, well, it's not that much, okay, especially for Ethereum. If you see this amount of volume coming in and it's sustainable day after day, that's where you know that there's clear demand for this particular cryptocurrency. But a lot of the action now is happening on the exchanges, right? You have had Seller that did pretty well. You had Top doing 500%. Right now, you're looking at the next two listings. I think it's called the Matrix Network. You know, honestly, I don't really care, because right now it's all pure hype, right? And fundamentals, you can throw it aside. You can throw fundamentals out of the window, right? Right now, it becomes a trader's market automatically. Now, for me, I'm not much of a trader, but I definitely understand the psyche behind it. So there will be a lot of profit taking, especially when you hit that 10, 20, 30% levels, right? It makes a lot of sense to start taking profit. So you want to start building up your core portfolio already. You really want to start being very, very focused on what you need to put your money in. Now everybody starts thinking, oh shit, I better start taking profit, get out of alts, Bitcoin is gonna tear me a new butthole. No, guys, remember back in 2017, okay, when Bitcoin did go crazy, sure, we all died in terms of Satoshi. But the US dollar value, right, also went up significantly. And when the US dollar value went up significantly, eventually you also are able to still be smart and cash out. Right now, there are so many stable coin offerings for you. Be smart, right? Do some risk management. Start learning how to take profit, and also alternating between what altcoins matter the most to you, right? It is not about Bitcoin going crazy. I have to leave my altcoins. My altcoins are shit now. If you feel that you had to leave your altcoin for Bitcoin, that means you know that you were trading crap from the very beginning, because you don't have enough faith to stay invested, right? It has to happen, okay? It has to happen, because right now, unfortunately, Bitcoin still has the main dominance. It is still the main dominance. When this happens, when Bitcoin just goes crazy, it goes ballistic, you will have a tear. So in my opinion, you don't have to be too concerned. If you already did your homework from the very beginning, stay invested. Right now, if you have BTC, okay, you have two choices. The one choice is to obviously stay the path. The second choice is to take profit into US dollars, right? Just take profit for now. And then the next thing you could do is use the strength of your BTC to buy up your favorite altcoins. That's what I'm doing, you see? Because I've been buying BTC ever since $3,200. So I have enjoyed a nice uptrend, but my BTC kind of stays there. It doesn't really do anything. It's a little bit on the boring side, but that was the plan. That was the plan, because I still believe that BTC does have to still reach a new high in order for altcoins to really show move up to a new level. So what's going to happen if Bitcoin sustains at a new level? Okay, let's assume there's going to be definitely a correction, which already happens. So depending on how it forms, right? Let's say it sits at above 4,200 or clearly sits above 4,006. I think that would be quite nice. For me, if it sits above $4,500, it would really mean that the market does want to move up already. It's really gone past we were anticipating, okay, because what happens is that if you look at this one day chart, you see this long, this bearish, very bearish flag here. Okay, this is a bearish wedge, by the way. Okay, but it becomes invalidated when the trend is consolidated and trending upwards. When the price is trending upwards, okay, when the trend is clearly moving upwards and at the same time it's consolidating for a longer period of time compared to this place. I didn't expect this too early. I was hoping, okay, a little bit more, a little bit longer, and it invalidates this whole thing. It invalidates this whole period. Okay, so obviously there have been comments from Willy Woo, who is a crypto analyst, and he built a crypto site, right? And he says the NVT, right, is actually going to cross at some point, and when it crosses, there's going to be a very sharp sell down. So those who listened to that piece of advice and started building shorts obviously got their really had their butthole torn apart today. Clearly I haven't been shorting anything for a very long time. Okay, I occasionally, okay, sorry, the baby is screaming. I clearly, okay, can you just wait? Okay, so what happened was a lot of the market right now is clearly not sure what to do. So let me give you just these things to take away and take home very quickly. When Bitcoin goes up, especially if it sustains, take faith in whatever you have invested in. If you move away from your main core investment, what's going to happen is that you're going to lose the main trend. The main trend is where you get the 10x and above. Okay, you need to know, and you already need to identify, okay, what you're good at, what you have been reading, what you are the most familiar with. You are part of a certain community. You have to have faith in that, and you keep building up on that position. You just keep pounding it. You don't care what Bitcoin does, because unfortunately, Bitcoin, right? You want to have Bitcoin go up 5x, 10x. It is very difficult for you to have a lot of Bitcoin. Let's just be very, very honest. The lowest was $3,200, $3,100. Okay, let's just say $3,000 for this year. Okay, how many can you really buy? But if you were in an altcoin that is, say, 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, the likelihood of that altcoin going to $1, $2, $3, and if they have a decent market cap that is below 200 million, okay, the likelihood of it just having a lot of inflow for no reason, right? This is nothing to do with fundamentals at the moment. We're just talking about pure bullish craziness, okay? You have a chance, because I've been observing that for even the random shit that I've been putting my money in. And when I say random stuff, I just put $1,000 here, $2,000 there, just to dabble a little bit. But I'm still very, very focused on what I need to do, okay? So my portfolio, especially my crypto allocation, is very, very strategic. I'm not going all over the place. I do not have 10, 20, 30 altcoins spread across all over. I'm dedicated to what I need to do. Now, if this strategy appeals to you, that's when you're going to make the serious money. Let's not kid ourselves. Even if your trading skills are top notch, and it is back in 2017 where you throw a stone, right, blindly, with a thick blindfold the size of the cushion behind, you would still make money. That is still very possible, because right now the enthusiasm is coming back, the craziness is coming back. But let me warn you, you will have to keep hunting. You would have to keep jumping from one crypto to another like an idiot, and the moment you're slow, or you take your eyes off your portfolio to have a drink of beer, and suddenly the volume just dies, you're stuck. So you think that from your 1,000 it becomes 10,000, great, that was easy. From the 10,000 you want to make it another 100,000, that's going to be a little bit more difficult, because you're going to have to track the volume. And if the volume within that particular hot coin vanilla sundae favorite for the day doesn't sustain itself, you're going to get stuck. And that is what a lot of people are gonna experience that. Okay, even though in this so-called market. Now, could there still be opportunity for capitulation where we head back down to 3,000? This would be very interesting, because I think 3,500 would be a good place to retest. Okay, it will be a good place to retest, guys. 3,005, nothing too crazy. If Bitcoin today can rise up to about $700 from, let's say, 4,000, okay, it was a few days ago. So let's say Bitcoin was about 4,000, it went up to about 4,180, and then after that it was kind of unsure where it wanted to go. It was stuck at about $4,090 for some time, and then suddenly it started trending upwards and went crazy just today. Okay, it could clearly do the same back down. It still can. So right now, a lot of shorts are definitely going to try again and build up because they clearly don't believe that the bull market is back. I would strongly advise against shorting. I really sincerely would strongly advise against shorting. I'm not a financial advisor, but I wouldn't short. I haven't been shorting. I've only been accumulating. I've been playing the simple, stupid game, right? Because when you've done enough, when you've been in the space long enough, when you've been dumb enough times, you tend to stop being dumb, right? So the only way that I can value add to you, especially if you're new and you're watching, just understand this. When Bitcoin is going upwards, your altcoins are all in pain. It's dying on a Satoshi level, but your US dollar value is going up. So if that is something that you want to take some comfort in, sure. But if you've been altcoin trading, unfortunately, you're not going to have such a good day. But think of it this way. Eventually, when BTC does take a break and it consolidates sideways, you're going to see your altcoins, especially if they're fundamentally sound, and they have still time to catch up in terms of the price, and eventually the money will just flow to the other altcoins, right? It's just like let's say BTC is the whale floating along, and all the other little animals are just crowding around the whale. Whenever there's any spillage from the whale's mouth, the little fish will all start to eat around it. And at the same time, also when the whale is really dirty, there's also all the other stuff. So you get to benefit from this. We are all the little shrimps that are, benefiting from the whale's movement. Doesn't matter because we're all going to benefit. We're all going to get full anyway, right? So that's the whole idea. So right now, it's about just staying focused. I think there are so many videos that I've released on what I still believe is going to make a lot of money. And I still believe exchange tokens are going to be huge. I still believe that when you are invested in a reputable exchange, right? And that exchange actually has a token, and they're willing to at least honor, right? Don't talk about equity because there's clearly no equity given to retail investors. If you want to get involved in Coinbase as an equity investor, or you want to get involved in Huobi as an equity investor, or even Binance as an equity investor, unfortunately, that is not open to the public. But what I foresee is that eventually, I think Coinbase wants to do an IPO, and Bitmain wanted to be the very first one, but I think no one gives a shit about that anymore. Maybe there's gonna be demand. I really don't know, but I still feel that the best opportunity for any crypto company or blockchain company that is going to launch and create an IPO would be from an exchange. I clearly believe that. So Coinbase has an $8 billion valuation. I do not know how much more do they want to build that valuation up and before they release it to the public. It'll be very interesting to see. I want to see also the price action when it does list on the NASDAQ or on the NYSE. I really don't know whether it will be listed publicly. It will be one of the first. So I'm excited to see what happens on that angle. But like I said, for now, if you're someone who is invested in a token, hey, if you're invested in tokens, right, these days, I think those who are staking, who are getting revenue from the distributions, those are pretty decent as well, especially the distributions that I've been getting from HPT. By the way, it's 7.3%. And because I get EOS, Tron, and CMT, if you look at the current price of EOS, it hit above 450. So suddenly, right, my dividend value goes up. It goes up to about 8 to 9% per annum. And this is just holding, guys. And 8 to 9% per annum, right? Just buying and holding something is pretty sick. And that's just on my EOS holding alone. It doesn't even include I didn't bother to count Tron, and I didn't bother to count on CMT. But my EOS alone was already anywhere from 7.3% to 9.5% depending on the price of EOS. And obviously there's fluctuations, right, that you have to deal with what HPT does. But all in all, it's all looking pretty decent. So anyway, best to I think, sorry, I've been ranting a little bit too much. I want to take some questions. I mean, you guys seem to be around a while. Okay, Quantum. Okay, cool. Sure. Okay, cool. Okay. I can't reveal too much. About Quantum because, like I said, I respect them a lot. And yes, we do have occasional conversations just to keep track. They are on track for development. Okay, they are on track for development. If you look at Quantum's price, okay, the market has not forgotten Quantum. Okay, just give me a second. Quantum. Let's go to Binance Quantum. Okay, Quantum is currently already starting to recover quite nicely to about $3.14. Of course, the low was about $1.80. But in terms of development, okay, let's talk about development. Quantum has never been the hot shield coin. Okay, it has never. But they have a very big community. They have always been focused on their x86. They are basically creating, okay, so reiterate, the x86 is to give people the benefit, or at least developers the benefit, to use different languages. It's not just Solidity, okay? And having the coin cheaper than Ethereum, it does give a lot of encouraging, encourages a lot of development on it. But however, because of the form factor and people are still using Ethereum more often, Quantum has been struggling in terms of garnering that token base, right? And to be honest, a lot of the projects that were initially building on Quantum have moved outside, okay, moved away from Quantum. But Quantum is now focusing its business on Quantum X, which is the Quantum Enterprise Solution, okay? So that will be basically creating enterprise solutions, very straightforward, creating smart contracts, blockchains for companies, okay? And when the x86 is ready, I'm sure it will show a decent bounce in terms of price. But it doesn't really relate. All in all, I think at the end of the day, same thing like anything, right? Why Brave suddenly just burst out of the scene? Why Brave? Oh shit, sorry. Why Brave actually just burst pretty crazy? Because Brave suddenly turned on their revenue generation. And if you look at Brave, right? If you look at Brave, wait, let me see. Let's see now. Brave. Wait, what is the? Wait, let me see. Wow. Suddenly I forgot. What is the ticker for Brave, guys? What is the ticker for anyway, okay, anyway, Brave is solid, okay? Anyway, Brave is solid. Okay, so let's look at NPXS. Yes, okay, NPXS, unfortunately, right, they, I tell you, are doing, they are the ones that are really frustrating the market the most, okay? They have one of the most products, right? But they choose not to move they choose not to move. I mean, the market just is trying to shift over from FX to FX blockchain, right? It's shifting over to FX blockchain, and that is why the price at the moment, right, is kind of stagnant. Okay, it's at 14 sats. Can you imagine that NPXS, right, hardly moved throughout this whole period of time? It's actually very frustrating for anyone who is holding NPXS. But those who have been following clearly know that there's going to be a swap for Function X. And now Function X will have its own challenges, but from the very strong understanding that Crypto Grinders have with the team, they are a very, very solid team. Okay, they are a very solid team. I back them up 100%, and they definitely have all the professionals that you require to get this done. Now, from a price point, nobody knows. Okay, from a price point, obviously it doesn't show. Okay, it doesn't show, and everybody in the Pundi X Telegram chat are definitely very, very frustrated, because the highest that it ever went was 20 sats, okay, while everything else was moving. Now this is clearly a clear test of your patience, because right now you're gonna apparently earn 11% either till May or June, right? The airdrop has been accelerated. Okay, so after that, it is your choice whether you want to maintain in NPXS or do you want to move to Function X completely. Now, I've always been big on an ecosystem play. So to me, I'll probably come in on Function X. But I want to see a few things. So I want to see how the ecosystem develops, who is developing and who's coming on board and building shit on Function X, because you don't want to see, I'm being very objective here. I love them. I love you, Zach. I know that Danny, you're doing well. You've been having the right people. Suhan, you've been really working hard on the marketing. Recently, Zach was even featured on CNBC. Guys, it's a real solid company. And the thing is, Function X has to still have people building on it. There has to be projects coming on board. Will it be an exchange in itself? What will happen? So there are a lot of things like Omise Go created their own exchange as well. Okay, but what's the action there? I don't hear much noise. I don't hear much noise happening. That I'm not even excited to even go and take a look. But has everything started to move? Yes, clearly everything has started to move. But let's just stick to what we are familiar with, guys. If we stick the course, a lot of people are going to get very, very rich in the next 3 years, okay? It's just that we have been stuck in this bear market, that a lot of people have given up, a lot of people have stopped looking, and you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you bought certain things by accident, right? And although it is down 80 to 90%, and obviously it has kind of recovered, especially if you're with exchange tokens, right? That has already recovered already, okay? Anyone who has been invested hardcore into exchange tokens already are in the profit already. But those who are not, don't fret, okay? Especially those who bought your smart contract protocols and those who have bought your scalability solutions. I know you're feeling a bit sad. You know why? Because competition is very, very steep. It's very, very real, because exchanges can clearly build their own chain, guys. Even if they can't build their own chain, they have enough moolah to go and buy up someone else. They can go and buy a smart contract protocol platform if they don't know how to build a DEX. They can go and buy up someone who has the technical skills, or that company, to build the DEX. Okay? They have the money, guys. They are the only ones that are raking in enough money without having to raise money. You see? So that's why I say, when those companies are able to do that, and if right, the companies that are actually doing very well, and they are on the brink of delivering something, they are either up for acquisition privately for their shares, or an exchange could potentially buy. And you know what actually pisses me off a little bit? Okay, I'm gonna hear my rant out. Exchanges are a little bit too powerful. I think everyone can agree. Exchanges are really getting a bit too powerful, too influential. Buy tokens also from them, listing also from them, marketing also from them. Everything seems to be done by exchanges. So what happens to people who are providing services around this ecosystem? Is there still a need for it? You know, I've always been wondering. I mean, this is something that is very unique. It has never happened before, because if you think about it, right, a licensed stock exchange will be working with different brokerages. The private banks, right? The private banks help to facilitate the IPO process, to build up the valuation and making sure that the company looks good prior to its listing on the exchange. This process can be anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And then you have the lawyers who are bridging everything together on a legal standpoint. You have the compliance side from both ends, from internally and then externally. You see, there's so many things. But right now, the crypto exchanges seem to be doing more than their fair share of stuff. Do you feel that exchanges have become way too powerful? I want to hear your thoughts. I mean, we are basing our understanding on what's happening in the space. We have to decide, guys, on how this is going to turn out. And to me, I'm here to make money. I'm here to put out that opinion piece. People may like it, people may not like it. But to me, as long as it makes us money, hey, all's fair, right? And right now, I don't see anyone else having that kind of influence. And when I look at Binance and Huobi, right, I see Pepsi and Coca-Cola. You see, when there's a country that has Binance, maybe there's a country that won't have Huobi. I don't know. Maybe both can be in the same country together. it's going to be very interesting for the next 5 years, guys. It is an exciting time to be alive, and it's an exciting time to be in crypto. And obviously, whatever happens, whatever develops going forward, may it be a game, maybe it be the next blockchain game. Who is going to develop the next crypto kitties that is going to create that high demand and probably screw up the network game? Maybe that's going to happen, right? And how are we going to get involved? Decentraland had also a decent amount of pumps recently because there was a strong demand, there was a new development. I think there's a lot of opportunities to make money, and there's no other place at the moment in terms of an asset class that is gonna give you that high ROI, especially if you're starting small, and especially folks who are starting small, right? Who have been having a dollar cost averaging strategy. I think you've been doing very well for yourself, especially if you even if you didn't know what to buy and you've been just dedicating buying Bitcoin, you've been buying Litecoin, I think you've been benefiting greatly. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening to my rant. I don't do that much videos often because I just feel that news is pretty boring. I really want to come out there and start talking about the market when there's something to talk about, right? Right now, I just see a lot of excitement. I'm clearly happy because I mean, we all made money. We all made money, guys. I didn't just make money. Everybody who has been with me on this channel who bought Bitcoin when I said I was buying at 3,200, those who bought Huopi with me, who bought Huopi tokens with me, those who listened to my Decentraland and engine analysis, and they got in, they would have already made some money by now. Everybody's making money, guys. Honestly, everybody's making money. It's back. It seems like back to the old 2017 days. But end of the day, always make sure that you have a nice risk management strategy. Okay, the key word is risk management. A lot of people don't know how to do this, and if you're someone who is still very clueless, we have the Protégé Pro group. Okay, that will get you up to speed so that you know what to do on the mark-to-market. Right now, the Protégé Pro group is a new group. The legacy group is currently closed. The Protégé Pro group is the one that we are still able to educate, dedicate all the information, and at the same time, in terms of if you're looking for trades, trade recommendations, so on and so forth, everything is there. My analysis is there. It's a bit slower paced. It's easier for me to type. And it's easy for me to communicate my information, and I want to make sure that we are still dedicated to have 1 million people become debt free, right? Whether is it in crypto or building a portfolio, whether is it investing in private equity, we are all doing a lot of things for the space, and it's a very, very exciting time, and we're always looking for the best deals and best opportunities out there. So if you're someone who is interested, obviously the Protégé Pro group, the sign up link is in the description below. And if, let's say, you're someone who is new to the channel, don't forget to give it a subscribe and a like if you felt that this video was of value. If it wasn't of value, give it a thumbs down, guys. No worries. I'm someone who can take criticism. I have a very, very thick skin. And last but not least, click on the notification bell and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.